I'm gonna take you off.
Yes.
Okay. Definitely take you off. Hold on. Okay, so the X and the Y together is called an ordered pair. Because it is a pair, you would need two of them and they'll be in order. And the order is always X first, which is the horizontal way. And then Y. So this part will always be the X. Oh, Lord knows what I did there, but okay. That's gonna be the X, and then the vertical part is gonna be the Y. Okay. So just like we did the other day, if it's the first number is, say we want to plot, let's see, 6. Okay, let me put the parentheses there, of course not. And they always come in parentheses. Okay, so if I'm doing 6, -3, I will start at the origin. I go, the first number is going to be the X part, so I'll follow around the X. If it's positive, I'm going to move to the right 6-ish. And then the next number is -3, which is the Y, and I will go down 3. I put my dot. Here. Okay. Let's see. All right, so you can graph, let's see. Now you have, say we have, sorry about that. Say you want to graph X plus 4 equals 10. Okay, we're graphing X plus 4 equals 10. What do we need to do to figure out what to graph? Will I have 2 points? Which will I have like an ordered pair for this one? Is the first question. An ordered pair means I have an X and a Y. In this situation, am I going to have an ordered pair? Oh, don't all rush to answer at once. Okay, I'm not going to have an ordered pair. Did I do that? I'm not going to have an ordered pair because I only have in this equation, I only have an X. If I had X plus 2Y equals 37, then I would do something and be able to get an ordered pair, an X value and a Y value. So in this case, I only have X plus 4 equals 10. I'm going to do -4 on one side. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. So like no one gets jealous and we're all good still. Then these cancel and I'm left with the X. 10 minus 4 is 6. And I'm left with only one thing. X equals 6. How would I graph that? If I was graphing this on this plane, X is 6. So I don't really care what the Y is. I know that X is going to be 6.
So it'd be directly on the line, right?
Yes. This is me counting over 6. And that's it. That's all I have is X. If I was graphing on this, it's called a coordinate plane. If I was graphing on this, then I would put X is 6 and I don't care what the Y is. It can be here. 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 Because all I care about is that my X was 6. So if I were to connect these, That's my line. That is x equals 6. And I don't care about the value of y. I just concern myself with an x is 6. Okay. Now, if you are graphing something different, like say x minus y equals 4. I'm going to have two values. I'm going to have an x value and a y value because I have two variables in my equation. So I'm going to have to do it twice. I can do this. Let me see. I can do a table of values where I just come up with numbers like out of my head and plug in and see if x was this, then y would be this. So if x was, now we just guess. You don't want to guess like crazy numbers. You don't want to put like minus 0.16 because we don't have time for that. But you want to guess decent numbers. So if, I don't know, if my birthday was July 20th or 2nd, if x was 2, what would I get for the value of y? I'm going to plug in x is 2, and I'll write it like this, 2, because that's what I said x was, minus y equals 4, which is 2 minus y equals 4. I'm going to move the 2 to the other side. Because I want to end up with this like a seesaw. I want to have all my letters on one side and all my number stuff on the other side of the equal sign. 2 minus 2 is nothing, and I'm left with a minus y equals 2. And I don't want the value of minus y, I want the value of just a y. So I'm going to go through and change the sign of this y. And remember, whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. So if I'm going to change this to be a y, which is the opposite of negative y, then I'm going to change this to be the opposite of 2, which is negative 2. So if my x was 2, then my y would be negative 2. And then I want to check it. I want to check it to make sure because maybe I have trust issues or something. Oh, that's a good job. Oh, that's a good job. So I'm here and I check that 2 for x. So 2 minus, and I said that y was negative 2. Does it equal 4? This is 2 and a minus together is really a plus. So 2 plus 2. It's getting progressively sloppier. Equals 4. So that's all of that is only 1 point. Sorry to tell you that. And I need at least 2 points to make a line, but I always put it at a third point just to check that I was doing the first 2 correctly. So give me another number for what I can choose for x. Anybody?
4.
4? Okay, so if x is 4, I'm gonna just write over the same equation. Instead of x, I have 4 minus y equals 4. I want to get my numbers on one side and my letters on the other side. Minus y equals 4 minus 4 is 0. There's no opposite of 0, so y is just 0. And then you check it in the equation. 4 minus 0, does it equal 4? Yes. So now, so far, those things, those 2 points are on the line. I need another one just to check, to make sure the third point is also on the line, and then we'll graph those. Give me another number for X.
Can you do 8?
8?
Yeah.
Okay, so 8. I have, instead of my X minus Y equals 4, I have 8 minus Y equals 4. I want to get, I like to keep my letter stuff on the left side. If you guys don't, that's fine. I can just, I'll do another problem and switch the side. You'll get the same answer. Okay, so 8 minus 8 is 0. So I have minus Y equals 4 minus 8 is negative 4. I'm going to change the sign of this one and change the sign of this one. Y equals 4. So for 8, I have 4. Now I'm going to plot these points and make sure, and they better be all on the same line. Okay. So make my graphic thing here. My first one was 2, negative 2. So I should really make it a, it really should be a little. Oh my God. Well, all our stuff is, negative. And look at this stuff here. We have, for the X's, we have all the way to 8. So I should take my time and make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then for my Y's, I have between negative 2 and 4. So I'll go and make my little hashy things. Negative 2. 2, 7. So negative 2, sorry, 2 comma negative 2 will be here. 2 and then down 2. And then the next one is 4 comma 0. So I start at the origin, I go to the right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I don't go anywhere. I just stay right there on the line. And then 8 comma 4. Go from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up 4. And these should be on the same line. Like if it was a nice graph done by a better artist, they'd be on the same line. That would be a bigger dot. You just go back and make the dot bigger. And that would be 4. Like if I took my time to figure it out. Okay, so all of these 3 are on the same line. Okay, and that's my X. And then if you're graphing, you really put like the little arrows on the ends to show that it extends in forever in both directions. Okay, it's not a piece of a line, it's a whole line. But we're only talking about this part. Okay, this one has a special name. This 4 comma 0, he has a special name. And I'll type it because my handwriting is crappy, that's all. Intercept. And it's an intercept because he's actually on the line. So my X-intercept happens when Y equals 0. And my y-intercept would happen when x equals 0. Okay, so let's figure out what the y-intercept would be. Like, where would this line hit the y-axis? If x is 0, oh, what is that? If x is 0, what is my value for y? So I have 0 minus y equals 4. I already have it looking pretty decent, so I just need to change the sign of this one here. I change this to a y, and I change this to a -4. So my point should be 0, -4, which means I'll go to my y-axis and I'll go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hope that my line hits their cheek. Okay. And now I have my intercept, because sometimes it's easier to plot the line when you have just these two. Like if you don't want to think about numbers, 8, 4, 2, 17. You just want to go, it's not cheating, it's just faster. So you just get the 0 for one, 0 for the other one, and then you can definitely know that your line is working on that one. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll graph another one. I don't know how to save these. I guess it's saved in the chat or something. So I'm just gonna erase it. Is it okay for me to erase it or start another one? Let's graph another one. X minus 3y equals 2. This is an X. So table of values, I'm gonna write down things for X and things for Y. Are they so close? Because okay, so we can start with the intercepts, the 0 for X and then the 0 for Y, or we can start with random numbers. Does it matter to you guys?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick X, I'll pick 6 or something. If X is 6, what do I get for Y? So I put 6 minus 3y equals 2. I put my numbers on the right side and keep the letters on the left. Minus 6. Minus 3y equals minus 4. Yep. So now I have someone attached to the y. I really want to get this y by itself. I want to get y by itself, so I'm going to get rid of everyone next to him. If he's connected by multiplication, then I do the opposite thing to get rid of him. So instead of multiplying by minus 3, I'm going to divide by minus 3. And whatever I do to one side, I'm gonna do to the other side. So now I just have y on this side. And on the other side, I have, these are, yeah, 1.3, but we don't want to be decimal, so we'll do like 4/3. And yes, 1 1/3. And don't let me pick the number for the next one, because look what happens when I pick the numbers. So now we have to graph 6 and 1 1/3. I'm gonna leave that there and not graph it, because you know that I cannot graph that properly on this graph. So what kind of number should we be picking? Maybe a number, I don't know, I picked 6, which I thought was good because of the 3 and the 2, but not. So a number that, I don't know, doesn't matter, let's pick 7. What do you want to pick? I'm gonna pick 0, because you can't go wrong with a 0. Except if you're trying to write it. So if x is 0, I have 0 minus 3y equals 2. So there's nothing to take over. I'll just write over the equation without the 0. It's still connected by multiplication, so I'm going to divide away the -3. I have y equals negative, because this negative is now the negative for the whole fraction. -2/3. I'm gonna make my increments, my little one, like way over here, so we can see the 1/3. That's like 1, 2, 3. So we can graph 0, -2/3. 0 means I don't move any place left or right. And then I go down. If this was chunked into 1, 2, 3 parts, I'll be down here. Okay. And this would be the y-intercept, because I made x 0. So now let's go for the x-intercept by making the y 0. And then we can just connect those two and move on with our life. So if y is 0, I have x minus 3 times 0. So I have x minus, what's 3 times 0? Oh my Lord.
0.
So x minus 0 equals 2. Nothing to do here, so I end up with x equals 2. We should have done this in the beginning. Okay, so if y is 0, then x is 2. So I go to plot this point. I'm plotting 2, 0. Start here and I go 2. And then I don't go any place for the y, not up nor down, just right there. And then I can connect these 2 points. These 2 points. And then Put my little arrow on the end to show that it goes forever into both directions. And that is how you graph using a table of values. And this is the cheat code, the intercepts, because then you don't have to start thinking about all kind of different problems. You can just go to, you know, this is definitely going to be easy on the line. And this is going to be easy on the line. Okay. You guys need to take a break, a little 5-minute break. Or,
Yeah,
Sure.
I actually have a question.
okay, go ahead.
So, I just got into this this thing where I see all my books and stuff and see all my assignments, and it says past assignment, getting familiar with WebAssign, and it says it's overdue. I didn't get into it till now. Is it gonna like affect me?
No, because I didn't even assign that. That's something that WebAssign gives you to figure out how to do the WebAssign. But honestly, when you get in there, you're gonna make mistakes anyway, and you'll figure out what works and what doesn't work, which is what I did. So.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I just seen it and I was like,
Yeah.
oh gosh.
um,
And it's saying that like I need the access code
The access
to
code,
the
yes.
book.
For the, when you buy it from the bookstore, that they're gonna have like a little something that you scrub off and it tells you like a lotto kind of thing. And it tells you the number on the bottom underneath
Mhm.
there, that's gonna be your access code. And you'll go in and you'll put in the access code and then it's gonna ask you for the course key so that you can join this particular class. And the course key is what I put in the chat, the NNMC, which you have to put in 24984496.
Yeah, okay, I did that, and it says my web like your free WebAssign trial expires soon, so I guess I need to go see what the access code is.
Yes, because it's gonna give you like free for like 2 weeks or something, but you won't be able to turn in any homework. So if you use it, unless you guys need, if you need me to extend it, I think I can, I'll ask Dr. Torres, but if you use a free one, you're not able to do any homework. You can just look in there and, you know, look at the problem control stuff, but you can't do anything.
Okay, thank you. I'll get on that.
Okay. You guys want to take a 5-minute break? Yeah? No? Yes? No? Maybe? Let me know.
Sure.
Yeah? All right. All right. 5-minute break then. Okay, we're back. 5 minutes. Let's see. Okay, more on slope. Because slope is slope. Okay, let's see. Let us do. I'll give you the line. I'll give you the slope and a point. So you have to graph the line with the slope of 1/2, containing the point 3,1. How would you start? What's the first thing that you would put on the graph besides awesome colors? Anybody?
Can you say what you just said again?
What's the first thing that you would put on the graph? If you want to graph the line that has a slope of 1/2 and contains the point 3,1, what's the first thing that you would put on this graph?
The point.
The point. Okay, so I know it's going to be X and Y. Try to take my time. And it's 3, 1. I want 3, 1. So I start at the origin. I go to the right 3. And up 1. And how am I going to get my other dot? The slope is like the GPS of lines. It tells you how and where to go. So if my slope is 1/2, and remember my formula is y2 minus y1 over, I'll just put the y stuff, over the x2 minus x1, which is the x stuff. Then it tells you how to move. The y.
Go
move-
up 1 into the right 2.
Exactly. It goes, the y business is going up 1 because it's positive. And then the x is going to the right 2 because it's also positive. So up 1 and to the right 2, I should be able to cha-ching right here. And I can do this all day if I had time. Again, up 1 and to the right 2. Or if I'm a lefty and I want to go this way, I can do the opposite. I can go down 1 and to the left 2 and still be on that line. But that's just a little harder because I have to remember to do the opposite of this and the opposite of this. And it'll still be on the same line. Tell me that's not awesome. That is awesome. That I can draw a line without doing a lot of work. Without doing all of the pages and pages of work we did, we got the graph. We also maybe have the y-intercept. What's the y-intercept? Where does this line meet the y-axis? If this is a 1 and this is a 1, what do you think, eyeball, what you think that point is?
Negative.
Negative what? So I have 0, negative what?
About 30.
Okay, oh, that's a lot. That's very precise. Like a blind person's guess. Like it's almost right in the middle of the 0 and the 1. I'm gonna say 1/2. It's a guess. It's not like we don't know. So here I have the graph. I have 1 point on the line. I have another point. Do I know what this point is? Could I figure out what that point is? This is 3, 1, right? This point here is 3, 1. So this point you said was 1 up and 2 to the right of it. So 1 up from the 3. No, 1 up is 2. And 3 to the right, 2 to the right. Is 5. Is my problem.
Would the line go straight across?
Yes, it goes upward. It's not like flat like this, but it's up a little bit. So 5, that looks like 5, 4, 5, 2, 5, 2. Right, so then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. So I have 2 lines already without doing any work. I have 2 lines on my point. So if I wanted to do that table of values thing, I have 2 good points. I have x's. On this one, I have my point is 3, 1. And this point 5, 2. I know my slope is 1/2. And I haven't really done any work. I haven't really done any work. I'm gonna give you guys, I'll put you into the groups and ask you to graph the line, the slope of a certain thing in 1 point. You think you'll be able to do that? In little sections? Maybe, maybe not.
Sure.
Let's see.
So are we gonna be like doing graphs a lot in this class?
Not a lot, but you will be a graph master.
So like, is it worth going to buy a graph paper?
No. Definitely not worth buying a graphing calculator.
Okay, just making sure.
Dude, you're never gonna use that graphing calculator. No.
No,
Definitely
but
not.
the graph paper.
Other graph paper, I use math, well, I would use a graph paper because then your graphs will look like my graphs like this all. So it's probably worth,
Okay.
paper, not a graphing calculator, graph paper, like a graph, like a notebook, they have notebooks that have graph paper inside of them, like composition notebook. This graph paper, you can use that one. Let's see. Okay, so let's see if you can graph the line containing 0, 3, that point, and with a slope of -2. I'll put you in little groups. Let me write it down so in case it disappears. Okay, I'll give you like just 2 minutes. 2 minutes to see if you can do that. Wait a minute, hold on.
So do we graph it on our own paper or do we graph it like on the
I
whiteboard
graph it
thing?
on the whiteboard thingy. I make
Okay.
in groups and then.
So wait, we're graphing the one that says 0.3 with the slope of -2? Or which
Yeah.
one?
Yes, the one
Okay.
that has the point 0, 3 is one of the points.
Yeah,
And the slope is -2.
okay.
Let's see. Why is it not letting me do this?
My room thing went away.
Yeah, I'm trying to put you in rooms. I did it the other day and I got to put like 3 people in a room. And now it doesn't let me do that. Now you'll be in the same room, which is pointless. Oh, forget it. Just try. If you're there, just try to do it. It's there.
Miss Roca, is it okay go and start heading to Rito?
Can hear you?
Is it okay I get out of class now? I need to start heading to.
Yes. Yes, no problem. I'll send you the link this afternoon.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. That's good.
Yes.
I don't know if the Zoom is gonna close on me exactly at 1:40. I'm not sure. But, where did you start? What did you do first?
Well, I wasn't sure what was the question, but now that I got back into the main room, I understood it. And it's pretty much all the dots are gonna be in the, on the X lane.
Okay, so let me make my real hashes. Gotta be a better way to do this. I'll find it. This weekend I will find it. Okay. So what did you start? Did you do what did you start? You put your X
Dots, my dots, and the first one was on 0.
and zero right here in the middle?
Yes,
Okay. And then where's the other one?
1. And it's also gonna be on the lane. And it's gonna
Here?
be, yes.
Why did you put the dot here though?
Because I believe it's just not negative or positive.
Oh, okay. But you see this one, this point is 2 parts. So it's the X part and the Y part. So on the X part, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stay in the middle on the X. I'm not gonna go here. I'm not gonna go, I'm gonna stay right here. Scared and not move. But the Y part is a 3. It's a positive 3. So from the X part, I'm not gonna go anywhere. But on the Y, I'm gonna go up to 3. And then I'll put my dot there. Oh my goodness.
Question,
Yeah.
but even if the slope is negative, don't you drop it back down?
Well, the slope tells me how steep the line is. If my line goes like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. But it's not gonna move my line like this. You understand? It's
Gotcha.
tell me how steep it is, but it's not gonna move my line from being, like, I'm not gonna be across the street. I may be across the street in a 2-story house, but I'm not gonna be like in Arizona or something. So it's not gonna move me, it'll just tilt me like a little bit. So from here, I move the way the slope tells me to move, so I can get another point. So this slope is -2/1. I'm gonna start from this point and I'm gonna move the way the slope tells me to move. I'm gonna move on my, I just pointed at the screen like you can see me. I'm gonna point -2, which is my Y business over my X business. So here I'm gonna go down 2. And then the X business is +1. I'm gonna go to the right 1. And I'm gonna put my dot here. And I can do that again and go down 2. Down 2 and to the right 1 and put my dot here. And I can keep doing this all day. Down 2 to the right 1 and put my dot here. And then
I
these
have a
should all be on
question.
the- yes,
Sorry, was class supposed to end at 11:40?
yes, I know. I'm gonna get you go. Okay, goodbye.
No, you're fine, you're fine. I just have basketball, so I was wondering, I didn't know.
Yeah, go ahead. We're done. I'll get back on this next week.
I'm
Awesome.
sorry. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Question,
Thank
Yes,
you.
go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead.
If you guys have questions, feel free to stay. If you can, I'm here.
Okay, I do have a question, actually. I did go into our assignments and I did see that there was one that was past due on WebAssign.
Yes, it says, getting used to WebAssign or something.
I'm not sure. It was from yesterday.
It's from
It was the
yesterday.
16th. It was due yesterday,
Yeah, don't
for
worry
which
about
I
that
didn't get
one.
it. Oh, okay, then.
Yeah, but that-
Awesome.
they assign it to you to get used to using the platform. So,
Oh, okay then.
okay,
Awesome. You have a great weekend.
okay, you
Bye-bye.
too. Bye. Everyone
So
else,
since I was enrolled yesterday, the things you're talking about at the beginning of the class, like the reminder and stuff, what are all those?
okay, I'm
Sorry.
gonna send you an email. I will send you an email. It's gonna ask you to click on the link to join our class. We have like a group chat so that I can remind you guys, oh, homework is due. Don't forget to look at your plot notes or something. So I can communicate with you outside of just emailing you every time, and it'll go to your phone. Once you sign up with your cell phone, it'll go right to your phone and it'll send you a reminder every time that I send you a message.
Okay, sounds good. And then I did the WebAssign, but it's asking for a course key.
Okay, the course key is NNMC. I'll put in the chat right now. Hold on. No, I can't do that anymore. Can I? Yes, I can. Okay, the course code is NNMC 2498 4496. Okay, you have to buy the book from, or buy the code from the bookstore first. And then you enter in your code that you purchased. And then it tells you to add in the course key so you can join our class, which is this NNMC 2498 course.
Okay, sounds good.
And if you have any problems, you can just email me.
Okay, sounds good. Have a good weekend, ma'am.
All right. Bye-bye. Jimena, you're good?
Yeah, I just have a question about the book because I bought one and I don't know if we're gonna use it or do we have to buy another one?
It is, it's like yellowish and it has like a looking thing on it.
It was only available like online.
Yes. And they gave you a course and then they send you an email after that. It says, this is your course or your access code.
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
it's a physical book you bought?
No, it's digital and it says Journey from Basic Mathematics.
Yes, Journey from Basic Mathematics. Let me see the, yes, 16th edition by Hoffman and Lockwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the right one. But it should come with a code. If you bought it online, it should send you a an access code with the book that you can use, sorry, to go into WebAssign and enter so you can access all the homework and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so check your email because if you bought it online, it should come with an access code.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Haley, you good?
I actually had a question about the syllabus and stuff because
Okay.
I wasn't here on Monday. I
Okay.
had missed the Zoom or whatever. So I was looking, and on Blackboard it says that our practice tests are the homework.
Yes, what I do is, the practice test will be like all the homeworks for that test smushed into one with like 20 questions. And then you take that test, which is like I have like a quiz grade. If you take that and you get an 80% or better, then I'll go back and I'll give you credit for all the homework in that section.
Okay.
So that way, if you miss 1 or 2 homeworks on the way, but you still know what you're doing, you get credit for it.
Yes, and I also had a question about the notebook check. Do you only do that once?
I will do that once. I'll wait until the midterm and then I'll randomly be like, oh, Haley, put on your camera and show me your notebook. And then
Okay.
I'll ask you to flip some page and I'll give you credit. Mhm.
Okay.
So you can be sloppy up until then and then be like neat after that and still get credit.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that was all.
Okay. All right. Have a good weekend.
You as well. Thank you.